This is Vikings Live.
Vikings Live, everyone, coming to you in front of a live studio audience at TCO Studios in Eagan. Welcome back to the show. And our next guest tonight, well, he's a guy who's really been a homegrown talent in this Vikings system. Mackensie Alexander, he had some growing pains in the early stages of his career, but he's really grown into a full-fledged star for this Vikings defense. And catching up with PA tonight is the one and only Mackensie Alexander.
Hey, number 20, ladies and gentlemen. How about a round of applause? Wow. And I didn't even go over with Hobie Artigue about what you and I were just talking about 5 minutes ago, and he said growing pains, and like this question's coming up a little later, and for the first time in the history of Vikings Live, I had a spirited conversation with a member of the Minnesota Vikings, and we'll get to that momentarily because one of the analysts, Ron Johnson, extremely accomplished receiver for the University of Minnesota. When we told him that you were going to be the guest this evening, he kind of claimed to me in his best years at Minnesota compared to your best years at Clemson that he'd be able to get open on you. What do you think about that?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I had a hell of a college career for sure. But, you know.
Yeah. Well, Ron's over there watching his Gophers highlights on YouTube right now, you know, so, I mean. Now, the Vikings lost to Kansas City. We all know that. I chat with Mackensie frequently after games. And you took the Kansas City loss quite hard, maybe harder than most. Why?
I mean, just based off how the game was going, the situations we were in, and, you know, I mean, I think personally the Vikings fans, obviously us, we brought in so much fans that week. I heard so much of our skull chants, you know what I mean, that it was just like, man, we could have brought it out. And it was the way we lost the field goal at the end of the game. Yeah. It was just a fight to the end. That I thought we should have had. But
you watched that field goal back at the end?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he missed it by that much?
I think he nicked it a little bit. Ooh. So that was, and they're a good team. So, you know, you want to add those wins. And looking forward to that one.
So your fourth year in the league, you become one of the best nickels in the league. Like what goes into that?
I mean, just preparation and work, and a lot of it for me in my situation, you know, compared to my first 2 years of these two last years right here, year 3 and 4, it's just putting the work, wanting to do it, you know what I mean? And, you know, finding your role in your niche and then focusing on that and just taking care of your business.
Now Trey and Xavier play outside. Mackensie generally plays inside as the nickel corner. Yep. And it gets grimy in there, specifically against the run, and now you're going against these beef eaters from Dallas. They're going to be pulling out there in front of Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
So, like, being mentally prepared for that role, how do you get to that spot?
I mean, watch a lot of film, you know, anticipating plays before they happen. Putting yourself in position so that you're able to make those plays and be able to win and give your defense a chance to win, you know what I mean? So it's not really, I'm a smaller guy, but you just got to be able to be prepared so you can go out and perform.
Your first career interception, 2017, from the arm of Kirk Cousins. Do you, I don't know, ever bring it up to him, ever like talk about that?
I mean, at the time, it was my birthday. It was on my birthday when it happened. You know what I mean? But I celebrated with my family and everybody else. But I don't, you know, when he got here, I never brought it up to him one time. You know,
really?
I need him to, we need a win here. You know what I mean? I don't have time to, you know, get on him about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? He's playing good ball. So, you know, that's something I never think about, honestly.
Now, you and I chatted for about 5 minutes, about 10 minutes ago. Then Hobie Artigue said growing pains. And you and I had to go through one of these questions that I have here where the difference between your first 2 years and your last 2 seasons, this one and 2018, in my opinion, the most recent 2, with all due respect, have been dramatically better than the first 2. Am I wrong? And personally and professionally, was there like some sort of change?
Of course. You know, my change came from, you know, like I said before, wanting to do the job, you know, versus fighting for an opportunity to play outside versus playing a nickel job. So I just had to find my role, and they wanted me to play nickel, and I just had to say to myself, let me give this an opportunity to stop fighting it so much. And when I gave myself a true opportunity, obviously Zim, you know, stuck on to me and said, you're going to do this job. You're not doing anything else. Forced me to really do something different, and I just took upon the role, and I gave it a shot, and it took me a long way. So, but, you know, you see the change. You know, go out there and make it plays.
15 seconds, Mackensie. In Dak Prescott, what do you say?
Man, he's a great quarterback. He got a lot of good weapons around him. His offensive coordinator put him in great positions all the time. They got a great offensive line, so he got a great group of guys around him that's going to help him win the game. He's a pass option quarterback. He can run, he can throw, but most importantly, he's just going to try to manage the game. But he got a great group of ground. We got to do our job and make him frustrated and do our job, and we'll be fine.
You're having a fantastic season. Congratulations, and thanks for joining the show.
Thank you.
Hey, Mackensie Alexander, Hobie.
All right, PA, thank you very much. When we return, we'll be chatting about Thursday Night Football. It features the Chargers and the Raiders. Plus, PA is going to give us his bird's eye view. That's coming up next here on the one and only Vikings Live.
Vikings Live is brought to you by Luther Auto. The best place to buy a car is also the best place to sell your car.